Hi bathroom beauties! Thanks for coming back to the channel. As you see from the thumbnail, today's video is a gorgeous pink makeup look. We'll be using the BH Party Girl palette again for round 2. We'll be using the bright matte pink and the slightly lighter shimmery pink just below it for the tutorial. I'm starting off with my e.l.f. eyelid primer today because my eyelids are a little bit greasy no matter what I do. So I'm going to start off with that and follow up with my NYX or NYX, however you say it, eyeshadow base in the just the pure white color. Oh, I forgot to mention, we're going to take some of our colors for blending purposes from the BH Cosmetics 120 palette, 2nd edition. It's the only one I have, so it's probably the only one you'll see me using. So here I'm just adding the product, applying the product, blending it in with my fingers as high as I want it to go. You see I go a little bit higher because I have hooded lids, so I want it to be seen when I open my eyes. And then I blend it with my fingers, and I'm going just with the closest brush at hand to blend around the edges and make sure that, you know, everything is copa. Then I'm going back in with the same product, and I'm literally just intensifying the white color to guarantee that my pink is intense. So I'm using that same fluffy brush and tapping the color on. I'm literally pressing the powder into the cream base. The base is sticky and it gives the powder something, you know, to adhere to, and the intensity of the white would allow the light pink to pop more against my dark skin. Without a base, guys, this color would be white on me. So I'm just placing the color all of where I want it to be. And we're just gonna speed through the other part. The other eye. And when you see if it looks like I'm doing kind of a wiping motion, it's actually just to blend the edge of the product. When you swipe your shadow on, you lose the color. I'm taking this BH Cosmetics blending brush with no product at all on there, and this is the one that I did not cut. I'm just blending out the edges of the pink. Taking my usual under eye highlight face powder and my e.l.f. shadow C brush is what it's called, looks like that. I'm just gonna go ahead and apply that color to my brow bone as my brow bone highlight. I tend not to like a shimmery highlight, so I'm applying the product under my brow, blending it out towards the front of my brow, and I'm pulling it down. This is just gonna help me, you know, achieve a more seamless blend. Taking that same fluffy brush with a little more product on it, just, you know, repeating the step I did before. I just want to make sure everything is like smoothly blended. So here we are in the BH palette. We're using this layer pretty much the whole entire time, and I'm testing out to see which color I want. So for the crease, I'm gonna use these two reddish pink colors, or hot pink, and these are gonna go just above my crease. They are gonna be one of my 2 transition colors. They are gonna be one. Together, they will be one of my 2 transition colors. There we go. So you see I'm going just above the crease. I'm coming up pretty high to the brow bone. I wanted it to be high, but then I think I went too high. So then I was trying to tone it down with this flesh tone, or my flesh tone brown, just to kind of smooth this color into my brow bone highlight a little bit and get more of a seamless blend. If you can see the difference here, stark and blended. So I'm gonna go ahead and repeat that on the other side. Then I'm thinking to myself, I kind of like the more bold look. So I actually went back in to those 2 colors with just a little bit of product, and with a very, very light hand, after, you know, figuring out where it would match, I just added a little more product. So here we go back with the mobile lid. Got that white base, put it right above where my pupils are, just in the center of the lid. And I grabbed that pink shimmery color with my finger, because shimmer does better with your fingers than matte does. So I just grabbed that on my pointer finger and I tap that right into the center. Again, pressing the powder into the cream pot for longevity. What am I doing here? I'm out of frame, guys. I'm so sorry. But I basically took that metallic brown that you saw, plus another deep red from the 120 palette, and applied it to my crease. And now I want to blend the color and intensify the crease, so I'm going in with the metallic brown only. So I'm using that brush that I cut to make it tapered, and I'm tapping onto the color and then blending out into the crease. Here I just took that warm brown that you just saw, and I'm using the fluffy brush, the same fluffy brush, to apply that to warm up my inner eyes. And of course, lashes and liner done off camera as usual. And now I'm just gonna clean up with, it's either a makeup wipe or a baby wipe, I don't know. Probably a baby wipe was closer to hand. All right, guys, Good and Faithful Wet n Wild Fergie liner in Little Black Dress, and my old felt tip pen liner. So I'm using that to tightline my lower waterline. And other side. I think I'm gonna go just below it too. Let me see. Yes, so I'm going just right inside my lashes, like in between my lower lashes, because they're very slight. So I'm going right in between my lower lashes, just under the waterline, with no added product. Now, while the product is still drying, but not completely dry, I'm going to take my e.l.f. smudger brush, I think it's called, which is a flat short bristle brush, just to blend out and smoke out the bottom lash line. Now we're gonna take the hottest pink ever, I love that color, and with the same smudger brush, we're gonna run right on top of that smudged out black liner. So pretty much you're running right on top of your lashes with this shadow, so be careful it doesn't like puff into your eye. I'm taking that first pink because the color didn't turn out as vibrant as I wanted. So I'm creating a contrast using that first pink. I'm using that on my inner lower corner, and then I'm gonna run it right below that hot pink I just applied. Like you can barely even see that the hot pink is there. So I'm pretty much highlighting the lower lash line. Guys, I was gonna skip the face, but I'll just try to power through it as fast as I can. I'm just gonna create my blurring base, or so I call it, by using my color correcting powder for all of these acne color correcting concealer by LA Girl Pro Conceal for all these acne scars I have, and I'm going to use it together with my primer, and this is just gonna give me color correcting primer. I'm blending that all over my face with my hands just to work it into my skin. Then using my e.l.f. stipple brush, I'm just gonna apply my foundation. You guys already know it's the Revlon Color Stay in the oily combination formula in the color 410 Cappuccino. Oh, what was I doing before? I think I was just rubbing it all in after I used it with my hand, because here I just applied the foundation. I do my makeup differently every single time, guys, so I kind of have to watch the video with you guys and then explain what I opted to do. Here I'm going around my brows just to make sure I don't mess them up and that the color, you know, the concealer color I used above is pretty close to my skin tone, but I still want to make sure that it's blended in. And it's really hot under these lights, so I'm like huffing and puffing, trying to rush through the face. I'm being careful around the lower lash line not to eat up that color I put under there, but I think I still managed to lose some of the lighter pink, so we'll just reapply, you know, in a minute whenever we're done. And this foundation looks kind of greasy. It kind of applies like that, but then it dries down. So here I am just fanning it, trying to get it to hurry up. And I forgot to color correct under my eyes, color correct those under eye bags or suitcases. And I'm also applying it to my makeup mustache. So I'm blending out with the same foundation brush, if you guys notice, because I just know that I can do that with my foundation color. It will allow, and I don't need my beauty blender, which I actually didn't have with me, so you know, I made it work. And you guys can too. You don't have to go buy a beauty blender just because somebody on YouTube used it, you know, just use what you have. So dry it down. It's good enough. I'm in a rush. So we're using the Other Girl Pro Conceal to highlight the under eye area and brighten up the face. I think this is the color Fawn. I usually like Toffee for a less dramatic highlight, but you know, that's what I had there. So I used it and I just did a little extra blending work to, you know, make it look a little more natural. You guys know that I don't like the upper lip or chin highlight, so I kind of don't do that. But you know, play around with your face shape, see if you like that for your face. I have a square face and I feel like it doesn't fit me to do that, so I choose not to. I'm taking the time here to clean up, you know, whatever sloppy eyeshadow job I did. I could have used the tape option, but maybe I'll show you guys that in another video if you care to. I tend not to do that anymore. Alright guys, taking the e.l.f. powder brush. I actually use it for powder. A lot of people use it for foundation, but I'm going into that same color I used under the brow to highlight under my eye and down under my, yes, under my eyes and down my brow, down my nose. Oh my gosh. Here is where I'm doing what I mentioned before, where I'm reapplying that first pink color just to get the vibrance back, because I think I lost it when I applied my foundation and powders. Face powder today is BH Cosmetic Studio Pro in the color, in the shade 255. With that same powder brush, I just dust it off a little and get to work. Because I have a lot of acne scarring, I'm all along the jaw, I'm always sure to blend and pull my powder down to the jawline. I know that's not ideal, but you have to work with what you have, guys. I have a ton of acne and a ton of acne marks, so I have to drag my product down there. Contouring with the CoverGirl Queen Collection and just a fluffy blending brush, or a fluffy blush brush I think they're called. I'm just holding the bristles by the barrel to control the shape of the brush, and I'm going from the top of my ear, tracing along my face to the corner of my lip. And that gives me my contour shape for my face. And I think it should work for everybody's face. Your ear to your lip should be your contour, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just doing the bronzing on the forehead because mine is nice and big. So I'm contouring there. I'm making stupid faces. Alright guys, the struggle. Trying to make something of my lower lashes. And I'm using that voluminous fiber false lash mascara, basically the L'Oreal one in a gold package, okay? And the telescopic one is amazing too. Pretty much I only buy that brand mascara. So I'm working that in, trying to get some lashes going on the bottom. I tried. Alright guys, we're gonna highlight using this Milani Tantastic highlighter, #1 Fantastic in Gold. I'm using that same fluffy blush brush, guys, but I'm using the tip of it to just pick up my color, literally like one stroke like you saw, and just tap that onto my high points of my cheek bone, and then I'm blending it in. I tend not to like an intense highlight. I'm already oily. I don't like to look oily and sparkly at the same time. Just making sure I have enough on there. And I'm making blush, guys. I don't buy blush. I use my 120 palette as blush. So I'm selecting all the pink shades basically to match my eyes, and I'm tapping that onto my cheek and I'm blending it in. Hey, do what works for you. I'm not a blush girl, so when I use blush, I basically compose it on the spot depending on my eye look. So the bottom of the blush for the contour, the top for the blush, and the tip for the highlight. And I'm taking my fluffy face brush just to kind of, I don't know, work it all together and make everything look, you know, finished. This video was so long, guys. I had to cut it into part 1 and part 2. So here's the finished look with the lip combo that I prefer. But go ahead and watch part 2. Click on the link I included here to see the 3 lip combos that I came up with for you guys. I appreciate you so much. Don't forget to like the video. Please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you can get notifications of when we upload. And yeah, leave me a comment. I love interacting with you guys. Thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. All right guys, see you in part 2. Bye.